Hello everyone, and welcome to the lecture on bubble sort. So in this lecture we'll learn how the bubble sort algorithm works, and we'll also see some visualizations of it. After this lecture we'll implement bubble sort in Python. So let's go ahead and get started. So as I mentioned, we'll have an explanation, a visualization, and afterwards an implementation, all on bubble sort. So the bubble sort, how it works is it makes multiple passes through a list. It then compares adjacent items and exchanges those that are out of order. So each pass through the list places the next largest value in its proper place. And in essence, each item bubbles up to the location where it belongs. That's how this algorithm gets its name. So let's go ahead and see a quick figure that explains this. So here what we're looking at is just a drawing of a first pass of a bubble sort. So the shaded items, and you can see them here kind of along a diagonal, are the ones being compared to see if they're out of order. So if we have a list of n items, then there's going to be n minus 1 pairs of items that need to be compared on the first pass. And it's important to note that once the largest value in the list is part of a pair, it will continually be moved along until the pass is complete. So we can take a look here and see that in comparing 54 versus 26, there's an exchange since 54 is greater than 26. Then we move on to the next pair, 54 versus 93. No exchange, 93 is bigger than 54. We keep going down and doing the exchanges as needed when we compare the two elements to check which one's greater than the other, and then we do a swap. So you can see certain elements are kind of bubbling to the top if they happen to be greater than the other element it's being compared to. So eventually, 93 is in place, that element, number 93, is in place after the first pass. So, at the start of the second pass, the largest value is now in place. There are n minus 1 items left to sort, meaning that there will be n minus 2 pairs. Since each pass places the next largest value in place, the total number of passes necessary will be n minus 1. Then, after completing the n minus 1 passes, the smallest item must be in the correct position with no further processing required. Alright. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and check out some visualizations. So let's go ahead and jump to the notebook where there are some useful links for you to check out. So if you go to the sorting and searching folder, here I am on NBViewer at nbviewer.ipython.org. Under the Python for Algorithms, Data Structures, and Interviews, there's a sorting and searching folder, and you can click on Implementation of Bubble Sort right here. It'll take you to this notebook, which also has a quick explanation, but more importantly, it has resources for review and an implementation that we're going to be looking at in the next lecture. But if you click on each of these resources, you'll get the following. You'll get a link to Wikipedia, and Wikipedia has pretty nice resources for learning about the various sorting algorithms, and it also has little animations here for you to check out, performance information, so I encourage you to check those out, or look at the Big O cheat sheet from the Big O section of the course. It has an explanation, step-by-step examples, so you can see here a first pass example similar to what we just saw. And then it also has pseudocode implementation. The second link that you're going to see is from a website called visualalgo.net. This is really one of the key resources for you to learn sorting really well. So what it does is it has a list of sorting algorithms. It also visualizes other algorithms, which we'll get to later, but it's really useful for visualizing sorting algorithms. So you can go ahead and click that link, visualalgo.net/sorting. It'll take you to a page that looks like this. You'll get a little walkthrough at first. You can click next here. You can do bubble, select, insert, merge, quick, rquick, count, and radix sorting algorithms. Select which one you want to do. And you can either create your own new list that you can define or let the computer generate a random list. And then to sort the elements, you click Sort and then Go. And then you'll view the visualization here. And what's really nice about this, and this is probably the best part, is that as the action is being carried out, each step's described here in this little status panel. And you can follow some pseudocode here, which traces the algorithm. And the pseudocode looks really similar to what Python does. And you can control the animation with the player controls here at the bottom. Alright, so just to show you a quick run through, we click here, we can go ahead and click Sort, and click Go. and you'll notice it didn't run, and that's because up here you have to click exploration mode. So I was on tutorial mode. Go ahead and click exploration mode, then click go, and you'll start to see the swaps taking place. And you can control the speed here or go back a step, rewind, etc. So you have a status and it's going through the pseudocode here. So that's really useful. So I really encourage you to make the most of this resource. This is probably the best way to learn them if you're a visual learner, especially for sorting algorithms. Really the best way is to watch the animation a couple times, really learn it well, understand what's happening, and then implement the code yourself. Okay, so I encourage you to check out this visualalgo.net resource. What we're going to do now is pause this and check out the other links. Another one that's on that list is www.sorting-algorithms.com/bubblesort. It has all sorting algorithms and all kinds of initial conditions. Here, it has an algorithm for you to follow, basic pseudocode, has the properties, what kind of big O it has, a little bit of discussion on it, and 4 examples on different types of lists. So it has a random list, nearly sorted list, a reverse list, and a few unique lists. So if you click on them, they'll start going through the animation of being sorted. So you can actually click on all these, and you'll see how the algorithm is taking place visually. Okay, finally, we have this bubble sort animation here using JavaScript. And this is the one I'm going to use just to quickly go over again what we're actually doing when we're performing a bubble sort. So keep in mind that what we're going to do on this first pass is keep comparing and doing what are known as sometimes swaps, this exchange operation. So between 6 and 8, 8's already bigger, so we're not going to do a swap. Between 8 and 1 here, we will do a swap. 8 and 15, no swap, so now we're comparing 15 and 9. This is going to be a swap. 15 and 20, no exchange here, so we move on to 20. So notice basically this in-between line is what we're moving down. So we're going to be moving down this whole list on this first pass here. And you can kind of go faster on your own or hold it down and notice the patterns here. How eventually, towards the end of the list, you're getting the sorted items. So they're bubbling up to the top here. And if you just hold this down, you can see it in a little faster. Okay, so go ahead and check out those visualizations so you really understand what's actually happening here. But the basic idea of bubble sort is you're bubbling up throughout the list and doing exchanges along the way so that eventually you've sorted the entire list. In the next lecture, to make this really clear, we're going to implement our own bubble sorting algorithm in Python. Alright guys, I'll see you at the next lecture.